Jeff called me
Yeah,
when I was super comfortable. And my buddy had already told me, like, man, don't just think you're going to stay at that company. Look elsewhere. Yeah. But Jeff came in with so much energy. He was so youthful. This is like, how many years after college is this? You were still young.
I was like 2 years.
So I was like, I was basically 30 by then.
Yeah, I'm still hungry. Yeah.
So I was in my old man stage of like, yeah, I'm happy here. I'm just, and Jeff like, no, we ain't doing that. We can do this, we can do that, we can do that. And he really just got me in that mode like, no, I need to keep going. Like, it ain't over.
Humble Brag Podcast, episode 4. Let's go.
We here. But this time, we got a little special guest on here.
Special guest.
You hear me?
What's going on, my dog?
You hear me? You good?
What's happening?
This is Sap J, aka Shawn Polk, aka the man. You know?
What's popping with y'all?
What's going on, man? Thanks for coming on. First guest.
First guest. I'm that man. I'm that. Y'all made me that guy.
Yeah. We love it.
That.
You are you, but he is him.
Yes, sir.
I
love that.
Big facts.
So, as you probably know, I know you've seen a few episodes.
Mm-hmm.
The first thing we're gonna do is we always like to give a smell test, talk about the wine, and go from there.
Yeah.
So
Definitely.
yes.
I heard the big words.
What we got here, fellas? What we got here?
Yeah, we got the Catena Malbec. So Malbecs are really big in Argentina. This comes from the Andes Mountains. A really great wine. We take this, like, they need to give us a sponsorship too.
Hey, please.
Shout out to Catena.
Hey, what year is that, John?
2019.
2019,
Mendoza, Argentina. So, if you familiar with Cabernets, Merlots, like Malbec's a different type of flavor. We're gonna get right into it. Do a little smell test. Then at the end, we'll give the actual smelling, tasting notes from Vivino too. So.
Yep. Yeah, we'll plug y'all into that.
Y'all know about the legs?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What it mean?
The faster it drip,
okay.
The slower it drip.
That guy did his homework.
Come on, man.
I see you.
I had no idea.
So basically, what he was saying is the legs on it when you swirl it, right? When it drips down, you probably can't see it now, but when it drips down, if it goes down fast, it means less alcohol content. If it goes slow, you got one on your hands. All right, you have a long night.
Do that with your glass. You drinking a glass of wine, give you a swirl.
Yeah, so
watch the legs.
Little slight swirl. Kick back, and this one's a little bit slow, so we good.
Yeah, that's a great way to get the aroma.
Y'all gonna get me in my vibe though.
That's what we gonna do.
That's what it's about.
So real quick, I smell a little cocoa.
Cocoa. I smell it's like a butter. It's a buttery flavor to it too.
For real.
I don't know. I feel like you smell cocoa last week.
I smell cocoa every week.
Yeah.
Not like that, but
You in love with the cocoa.
Mm-hmm.
I like the way it smells though. I smell cherries too.
Cherries all the time.
Yeah.
I gotta get better.
I was about to say, y'all so elegant. I smell cherries.
I gotta get better.
What you smell?
I smell wine.
Yeah, for real though. For real.
Hey,
gotta get better.
What you smelling?
Wine. I'm fancy.
I'm really trying this time though, and I still smell wine.
What you smelling?
Yeah, I smell cherries.
He look like a tall glass of wine.
I don't know.
Damn, not tall glass.
You look like a tall glass of milk.
Okay, bro. All right. I'm like, okay, we got it.
I smell blackberries, cherries,
okay, there we go.
Little cocoa. Yeah, so
Got it.
what should we be smelling? Y'all know the Vivino smell?
I don't know. We gotta look it up after.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll look it up.
We'll drop that down below.
We'll drop it down below. Make sure we give the score from Vivino, and you can see the notes, everything that you would need. So if you don't like something, you don't have to get it.
And
so
Catena is 4.0, so and above.
everything we going is 4.0 and above.
You know what I mean? So
You got a great taste though.
So let's
Ooh, hold on now, party foul.
Powder foul. Hey, we always give a cheers to cheers to Shawn, man, for coming on, man.
Shout out.
Much love. Much love.
Shawn, man.
Yes, sir. Ooh, like that sound, though.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
That's the one right there.
Great taste.
Catena, you got one. You got one. So shoot. So Shawn, it's about you. We want to know more about you, man.
All about you, dog.
How you been?
Ask away, bro.
How you been?
Good, bro.
How's the mental been? Everything? How's everything going?
The mental's been decent, man. Losing my grandparents last year definitely heavy on me, so that's something that you tuck away a little bit.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
still try to go on with life.
Yep.
Yeah.
But other than that, man, getting back into the corporate America working, getting used to that is different, but I'm getting back in my groove.
So if you don't mind, so for everybody to know, tell them about your journey, man. How you where you started from, where you currently at, where you stopped at in between. Give us a story, man.
Long story short, from Chicago,
Yep.
went to Claflin University.
Shot-town.
Absolutely. Went to Claflin University, played baseball, had a scholarship. Well, yeah, had a scholarship, but still got student loans. So I don't even really say I had a scholarship. I still got to pay. But anyway, ended up relocating to Charlotte a couple years after graduating. Always been in the, right. Always been in the financial world. So that was me. I was always known as the business guy amongst my friends, along with a couple other my friends. But either way, I always wanted to be an entrepreneur, bro. So I'm like, this corporate America world, I didn't see my mother get laid off. Every time it was time for me to graduate, she'd get laid off. That's something you can't, if you're in corporate America, you can't. That's out of your control.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I never want to end up like that. I always got to take it a step forward after that generation.
Yeah.
So anyway, pandemic hit. Got a lovely little package from corporate America because they needed to, I guess, cut costs or whatever.
Yeah.
So boom, separation package. I had already been planning on starting a trucking business, but I wanted to start it while I was working in corporate America because I love the stability. Like when you on your own, you working every single day.
Yes.
Yeah.
So anyway, started the trucking business. Knew I was great. I was doing great. But then end up getting into a 130 car crash. Power up crash.
130.
This was in Illinois, actually. And everything was going good. I was actually just getting my real footing because I had a good mentor.
Time out. Shout out to God.
Yeah.
God did that. I mean, you came out unscathed, right?
No scratch. Without one scratch.
130 car, man. Don't let that go to your head.
Yeah, it was bad. I mean, everybody mostly in there had either a broken wrist, busted head, some. My car was smashed. I kicked the door open perfectly fine.
If we get that picture, we'll post that so y'all can see that.
What did you have? Like, what type of, you had a truck?
Yeah, it was a 3500 heavy duty Ram.
So you was doing hot shot.
I was doing hot shot.
Okay,
exactly. And I did it that route just because you can run it as a one-man shop. You don't need resources. But we'll talk about that even more. When you start a business, you got to have resources. You can't do it on your own. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wanted to because I'm like, man, I'm my own boss now. I'm doing everything on my own. But all the successful people that I know that's still going, they got their parents, they got financial resources, or they got people resources. But either way, I could have started back with the business.
Yeah.
Because, of course, we have insurance. So insurance paid me out. Like, they cashed me out.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
I could have, but then I can't let my pride get in the way of real life. Because I ain't going to lie, trucking is hard. So even though my fiance was supporting me 1,000%, I could tell it was starting to weigh on it. I'm like, man, she signed up for me. But I don't know if she signed up for all this.
Right.
So
it's hard.
So I picked up on what you said. You couldn't let your pride get in the way. Like kind of touch on that, like as a man in today's society, especially a black man, like kind of touch on what you mean by like you couldn't let your pride get in the way. Like. Because
when you start a business, when you leave in corporate America to start a business, first thing you're thinking is, I'm my own boss. Can't nobody tell me nothing. Your ego start to get there. 'Cause you have to have some type of ego though to pursue that lane.
For sure.
So if you don't have that, you're probably not going to be successful. But at the same time,
Man, humble.
Yeah, you got to remain humble, and that's exactly what I did. I saw that, and in trucking, it's a lot of maintenance, it's a lot of breakdowns, and those breakdowns are the hardest times. You're gonna think your life is over, but it's not. Yeah. But your partner's gonna feel every minute of that. And then I just saw it weighing on us, and to be honest, in corporate America, we got accustomed to a certain lifestyle. So I'm like, damn. to really be a full entrepreneur, you got to be willing to go to zero, bottom. And I come from humble beginnings, Chicago, Illinois. Parent, single mother, grandparents, they didn't have much, but they gave me everything they could. But the goal is to make it out. And of course, when I made it out, you never want to make it seem like you went back down. Like, damn, I'm at the bottom again.
Right.
Yeah. But that's the really reason why I got out. Yeah. Because after that accident, I had to do the 1 to the 2, put the math together. And if I could make just as much or more in corporate America and not have this headache and be at home every night, and I came out up on top of the trucking business, why not, put my pride to the side and just make life easier for me and my girl.
And that's a good point. I also want to touch on is like, it's okay to fail. I think we kind of talked about this in previous episodes, but you're going to go through things like you said, he was on top, everything was going good. And unfortunately, it was an accident, but I mean, I would put that in the category as the business failing, you know? And so I feel like that's a huge thing, like going forward, whether you want to be your own boss or work in corporate America, like failure is okay because failure builds success in the long run, right?
Right. But at the same time, you got to think of it as well. It was right before the Ukraine war started. So diesel prices were skyrocketing. Mind you, I got into a huge accident. Like I said, insurance paid me out, but what you thinking they gonna think? What you think they want on the back end? If you stay in the business, that monthly payment gonna double. So basically, I'm like, I'm gonna be working for free.
That was smart of you to think about that.
God works in mysterious ways.
It was all I didn't even think about the insurance going up.
Because
of the accident. All at the same time. I didn't think about that.
So I still got some residual bills that I'm still paying. So that's why I live life frugal right now. But at the same time,
you look good, my boy.
Oh no, we gonna do good in life. We gonna do good in life, but it's still about being humble. Not letting your pride get to you and trying to show people, oh, I'm living good. It's about what my fiance think, or how she feel, how I feel, how my mom feel, our family. Other than that, bro, I don't care about nothing else.
That's major, man. So everybody is watching. They heard you from Chicago. Got a question. I got a question.
It ain't what you hear on the news.
I was gonna ask that next. My first question is gonna be: are you from 63rd?
Definitely not. Look, we hate that question. We hate that question, but now I'm from the South Side, like Ada Park, Morgan Park area. Y'all not gonna be familiar with it, but
is that where Chief Keef from?
Nah, Chief Keef from the East Side, kind of in those 60s, 70s, or somewhere around there.
So was it literally was it separation between the different sides? Like, did you have to grow up with any of the things that we see on like social media, or was it nothing like that at all?
No, it was definitely becoming that. When I was my high school years, definitely found myself in some neighborhoods where I'm thinking, this is my city, I'm good everywhere. You talking to the wrong girl in this neighborhood, bro. They about to really get on you. So, I didn't see myself in those situations, but for the most part, bro, if you stay out the way, if you know where you are, you know how to maneuver through the city. So it's like, you're not going to just get shot when you go outside. It's not going to happen. But there's a possibility because there's knuckleheads out there.
Well, it's crazy because Chicago is a beautiful city.
It's so beautiful.
But growing up, I always was like,
shot town.
That's all we hear. Not
exactly.
being from the city. Not being from that area. That's all that we hear is the negative parts of it. So hearing a different side of it, that it's not always like that.
I mean, if you go looking for it and you big bad Joe, you probably gonna get found out. I'm humble. I'm good, bro.
But you can find that in any city. But I think the beautiful thing of it is, even with all our different upbringing, we all still are where we are today. Different cities. Different, different neighborhoods, but still successful. And Shawn, you did that. You came from Chicago, from your area or wherever you were from, and look where you are now. So
bless you. Oh man, I ain't do none of it. God, bro, because I don't even feel like I'm that guy. But it just happens. Like everything falls into place.
Okay, that's a good pivot question right there. Okay, you say you that guy, right? What makes you feel like that guy? Because we always talk and say we're that guy, but we feel like there's so many definitions for that. So just curious, what makes you feel like you that guy? And for our listeners, that could be anything, you know what I'm saying? But what is that to you?
Man, my family, bro. I'm all about family. On my worst times in my life, I could always rely on my grandparents and my mother and my godparents and my foundation. So one, I'm always gonna take care of my family. My mother, I would love for her to get married so I wouldn't have to. But you know what I'm saying?
Hey,
I'm taking care of my
too. I'm with you on
for
that.
real though.
I'm with you on
but I'm wherever I go, she going. She moving down here in a few months. So
She moving to Charlotte?
Yeah, she moving to Charlotte.
Oh, that's how she do.
In January. So I always take care of my people, my family. But I'm always gonna be a provider. You know, I think I'm that guy. I posted something yesterday, like I changed the star on my fiance car. I'm that guy for doing that. Who you know doing that? I mean,
I'm not doing that. Hey, AAA, I'm gonna need you. How long? An hour? Okay, we'll wait.
But at the same time, you know, that's the humble side of it. The I guess arrogant side of it is, of course, growing up in school, I was always quote unquote popular. I always had a lot of friends. Was a star baseball player in my senior year in high school and college, blah, blah. So, in a fraternity, which that shouldn't really raise your statue, but they allow it to.
Go ahead and give them a shout out, man.
You know the Noops. We ain't got to do too much. We ain't got to do too much because it's the humble brag.
I like it. So I like what you touched on, going back to being from Chicago and how you could have easily steered off to the wrong direction. I think the biggest part of that is having that foundation at home.
Absolutely.
And I think a lot of kids nowadays kind of steer away from that, and that's why most of the crime here in Charlotte, 19 and under, because the parents ain't really what they used to be. So that's huge, man, having that foundation. I think we all came from
you hit it.
A foundation.
Babies raising babies, bro. That's exactly the reason why Chicago is the way it is right now. Because babies have had babies on top of babies, so they all in a close age group, so they all kind of think alike. Our parents didn't think like us. You know what I'm saying? So that's you hit it. I tell people that all the time. Babies raising babies, bro.
So I think that's big, bro. Just having that foundation, having parents that care, parents that want to invest in your future. Nowadays, it ain't like that no more. So, so that's something we all should take pride on and wear that on our sleeve.
Absolutely,
for sure. I want to basically. I was thinking back to what you said earlier, and I think Kedrick touched on it too. But failures, right? Obviously, you went from corporate world to where really everything's kind of in place for you. You still got to do what you do. But then you went to having to find your own resources. Talk a little bit about that. How'd you even put all that together to make that work?
I was lucky in the fact that I got a separation package, so I got the money. That's you gotta have money to start a business. So if you ain't got that, you can put a plan together. I'm sorry,
I'm broke.
Right? That's one. I didn't have a lot of money, but I had just enough to start. You know, but then I had four good friends that's in the trucking business. And to be 100,000% honest, right before I got into it, they told me not to. They it's looking shaky right now.
So you went into the storm.
I went into the storm. But also, I have been planning, like I said, for the last 5 years of just getting a truck with one of them and still working corporate America. So I pivoted once the pandemic hit. I kind of pivoted and said, you know what, let me do my own thing, start my own business. I was a little frustrated with my management, you know, all due respect. You know, and then I did it, but I had been planning for years on top of years. So I knew the background, I knew exactly what's needed for the business, but I didn't know about the non-stop work, 24/7.
That's what it is.
24/7. And I ain't gonna lie.
The 5 was sounding good for a little bit.
Bro, it was sounding good.
It's not for the faint.
It's not for the faint. And once I got in it, man, I'll be honest, I ain't never told nobody this. Probably about 3 months in, I started to hate my life. Not hate my life, because I was making money, it's cool. But being on the road is lonely, bro. You gotta be, and respect to all them dudes.
It's a different mindset.
You gotta have a different mindset. It's lonely out there, and I like to be left alone. So I always was I'm gonna love it. Ain't nobody gonna be able to bother me. I want it.
You need that bread, so you gotta do it.
Exactly. Exactly. You need that bread. So even on the days that I'm off and I come back home, one, I'm getting the truck ready to get back on the road. Again, you're always working, but you feel bad when you're not working because you it ain't like I'm on PTO, which is paid time off. And I'm getting paid to be off.
It's you losing that money that day.
Exactly. No money coming in, but guess what's coming out? Them bills. That overhead, and it ain't no joke for trucking. it's going to be an issue every other week.
So just speaking on the bills and portion, because I mean, that's a really good point. Mm-hmm. Like, was there ever a time where you felt like, oh man, like this is going nice, like talking about on the income side of it, like
absolutely, you know? right at the beginning it was great.
Yeah,
a couple of down months with maintenance. And then in the middle, it was great. And then toward the very end, 2 weeks before I got into the accident, was the greatest ever. Wow. I'm talking about, I met a dude, man, I know we don't talk a lot no more, and I'm sorry, because he really was giving me his time.
That's real.
You know, he was giving me his time that he didn't need to. He was like, man, you're a young brother, I want to help you, because there ain't enough people helping each other.
Yeah.
And he knew I ain't had no other resources. Everybody else got resources. He was schooling me to the game. I was making profits, scaling. Everything was great. And then the accident happened. And he even was like, get back in. And I could have.
Yeah.
But maybe, I don't know. I just didn't think it was good.
So do you kind of regret not getting back in?
No.
You don't? All right, no. You're good.
No. Good. No, I'm not going to lie. Life is beautiful. Yeah. I get to be, man, I'm kind of traumatized. My fiance always tell me, like, you need to go to counseling about that. Because, sometimes I'm randomly in the bed, watching TV, I'm like, I'll be sleeping in my truck right now. You know what I'm saying?
So, okay, so tell us about that. So you on the road, how was it, you sleep in hotels, trucks?
I'm Mr. Frugal, you know? So, yes, very seldomly did I get a hotel.
Yeah.
Had to be a great week. That's an expense. Yeah. So I built out my dually truck I built a bed in the back, and I ain't the tallest guy, wish I was, but I was able to sleep pretty comfortable. Not comfortable, but good enough in the back seat. Yeah. I mean, it was a bed, so it wasn't even a seat, but I mean, it's an adjustment.
Yeah.
You know, it was what it was.
Yeah. And I don't know if you know, but I was in the trucking industry for.
Was a broker in a dispatcher?
Yeah, I was a transportation manager for a poultry company.
Yeah.
Basically, my job was to, like, just take care of the company's freight. And I dealt with so many different type of brokers, carriers. Yeah. And you learn a lot about people through trucking, man.
Yes, you do.
Because when the times are bad, you really, really know who's gonna come through for you.
Yeah,
man. And that's a network and all that. That's just something I deem from the trucking industry. Cause a lot of people don't give truck drivers enough credit. They don't at all, but they literally take care of the world.
I mean, they make the world go around. Literally.
Yeah, bro.
They literally being in the industry though, being a driver or actually being someone quarterback and everything, like what do you feel like is most? I imagine being the one owning the trucks and having drivers is the most successful. But like, if I'm somebody that's looking to start doing that, what would be your approach?
Exactly what I did. Start off with yourself driving. Because ain't nobody gonna love your company like you love it.
True.
Yeah. Everybody else, every other driver is looking for the biggest pay. So you might be paying him $2,000 a week, but it's another company that's gonna pay him $25. Guess what he gonna do? After he drop that load off, he gonna dip on you. Yeah. Then that's one of the hardest part. And I wanted to get in just one man shop just because I didn't have to worry about having to get a driver to respect my company, but also may not be reliable. So they say it's a lot of truckers that's needed out there. That is true, but it's really
reliable truckers.
What they mean is they need more reliable, good truckers. Yeah. And I ain't gonna lie, even when I got in, bro, people used to, I did YouTube and everything. I showed my whole entire experience. CI Logistics. Give me some views and try to get monetized.
Keep that going though. Because I think you got a story there, man. You can talk about you went to that and you transitioned. Because that may be people who stuck. Yeah. They don't know.
And I do need to transition on it. I did. They don't know how to like do my fiance said, I did really just, after that accident, I was like, because I ain't gonna lie, it cost me, I had just got it out the shop. I just paid like 10 bands to get my truck out the shop. So for that accident to happen at that point, it was like the worst time ever. And again, God works mysterious ways. We got insurance, so insurance was able to take care of me. But I'm traumatized over it, so I just kind of dropped every single thing. And I feel bad a little bit, but at the same time, I got to worry about my life and my wife. At the end of the day, you feel me?
Yeah, that's huge.
Yeah, I met this guy in Phoenix, and he was telling me, he's like, man, I got 2 trucks. He had 18-wheelers on the road. He was driving one of them, and then he had another guy, driving the other. And I feel like, obviously when we driving the road, we see 18-wheelers go by and it's like, hey, you can make 6 figures. You can make $100,000 driving trucks. But he started schooling me on the same thing you're talking about. Like, it's not what they painted to be. It's lonely. It's a lot of road, right? It can be dangerous. Those road stops are dirty. Yes. I know when I'm driving. I don't want to stop at certain stops.
Yeah, for real.
But he was just talking about the reliability of a driver because he did the same thing. He went and found another driver for his second truck.
Yep.
And then this guy got pulled over on the road and he was dirty, right? That's a representation of the owner.
Yes.
Right. So now he's liable for what your driver.
When you say dirty, you mean like he had like
he had a. I don't want to.
Yeah, he probably had some narcotics on him or something.
Rico.
Yeah.
He had things on him that were illegal.
Yeah,
right?
Gotcha.
And he didn't get into details with me either. But either way, he's responsible.
Yeah.
Right, as a business owner. So I mean, you speaking on that. One thing I want to understand is like CDL. Like, what is that process like? Is it expensive?
Yep.
You know, how do you keep it
that's
up?
a great question. That's a great question.
He just got his CDL license. So we have to talk about that.
That's a great question. I want to answer your question in full for anybody that is starting to get in it. Build your resources up, financial and people. Because again, I went in with just like, I'm gonna do it myself. I'm a one-man show, you know,
network,
big-headed. Which again, I had success, but it wasn't probably going to continue because you need those resources. You need to know how to get parts for the low. You need maintenance for the low because it's going to happen. Yeah. So that's that. Just get your resources, plan ahead, but have your resources in order because you can't do it by yourself. That's period. To your point, that remind me of the question with that one again. CDL. Bro, I was the last one of the dying breed.
What?
I'm self-taught. So now, in order to get your CDLs, you gotta take the class. Yeah. And that's another barrier where they probably saw too many of people that look like us getting in because literally I learned how to drive a dually truck on YouTube, learned how to drive my trailer off YouTube, self-taught with everything. Because again, it was all my money. I'm trying to save as much. Classes is $3,000 to $6,000, you know, whatever. I think. I don't even know because I wasn't about to even pay. But I think it's around there. I know it can get expensive. So either way, now they changed it where in order to get your CDLs, you have to go to that class. But it was pretty easy because you get to drive the truck. You get your CDLs for the truck that you're driving. Yeah. So I didn't have to hop into a big 18-wheeler and try to drive that. I have no idea how to respect to those guys. Backing up those things up, crazy. But anyway, I drove my dually and my trailer, and it was. I passed on the first try, but I will say most people don't. Yeah. But keep it going. It's just like the Series 7, Series. Yeah. Take it. You might fail. You're going to get it again. It's stressful, but it's not impossible. But the hard thing now is that you have to go to class, so they're basically making that barrier there. So you got to pay some money to kind of get in the game.
And a lot of companies, I can speak my boy Pat, he failed. I think he failed the test maybe 2 or 3 times, and he was like, "Dude, I gotta pass it." So I think a lot of companies now, because the demand for drivers are so high right now, they give you some type of credit if you pay for a class and pass it. And they may say, "Hey, come work for us for a year. We'll pay you back this amount of money." Or so if that's something you're looking to do, CDLs, and make sure you kind of chasing those companies with those incentives. You know.
So, and I can't be mad at them for making that change because I'll be honest, when I learned how to strap my loads down on YouTube too. So some of those first couple loads, thank God it got there. But as I've learned and like as I went on, I was like, yo. That could have been
catastrophic.
Hey, like a little nerve center.
That's why I'm riding behind trucks. I punch it.
Listen, you never know. Listen, when I was moving back, being frugal.
Oh, man.
I had to
moving back.
I had to
from Phoenix. Move back from Phoenix.
I had a Mercedes SUV, and I had the little 2-wheel dolly, and I pulled, India's Honda. Boy,
with the Mercedes, he pulled a Honda. Phoenix to Shawn.
Oh wait! You pulled a dolly in the Honda?
I pulled
the Honda with the Mercedes.
No, you have.
I said, Charles,
you got to check the load capacity.
Let me tell you. Okay, so anyways, I made it back safely.
Right, you here? So how?
But I'm telling you, because coming out of Phoenix is in a valley. Yeah. So you got to go. You uphill for a while.
Yep.
Boy, when I got my first stop,
trying to save a dollar.
I'm smelling like smell like burnt rubber, smell like burnt everything. And that was only 500 miles in. I still got 1,500 miles to go.
Oh my goodness!
But the thing is, when I got here, God carried us through this.
God
trip.
will do it. I promise you.
Because when I got here, both my back tires was burnt out.
God did.
And then those little pretty wheels I got. Profile wasn't right. The load wasn't right. You know what I mean? So you learn a lot. But one thing I was looking at on the line of road, maybe you could tell us about it. Those weigh stations.
Yeah.
What is that about? Like, why do they have to go to weigh stations? Like, what are they looking for? I seen some trucks pass them. Like,
so mainly, they secure the road. So every truck has a load capacity or a max capacity. I was at 40,000. So that means including my truck and trailer and the load that I have, I couldn't weigh more than 40,000 pounds. Most 18-wheelers are like 80,000 pounds. So basically, one, it's unsafe to drive if you're overweight. So they're checking that. So this is where the DOT is at, the Department of Transportation. I literally forgot. I kicked a lot of this stuff out of my brain.
I know exactly where you're going.
You're going to need therapy.
The thing about it, during these times,
the most scariest,
with DOT Blitz Week, they checking every truck that ride by. So now a $1,500 load go to $2,500 because guess what? 40% of your trucks done because they're not gonna pass DOT. So all that stuff played a factor in the market of trying to move freight.
And a big thing for people who trying to get in it too is just important as well because that's how you get your safety score. Whenever I would call a brokerage company trying to get a load, first thing they looking at, they asking for my information, my DOT number and all that. They're going to look at that safety score because, of course, they want their load to remain safe. So if that safety score keeps getting lower, that's more money you're losing out on. So you want to be successful. You want to have all your paperwork together because that's what they're looking for, too. Sometimes it's just random. You go through that weigh station, they'll call you. They'll pick you out of everybody, just like random. Boom. Come over, and basically they'll check all your paperwork. If your paperwork is outdated, safety score going down, you probably might be out of business for about 24 or 48 hours. So all that is calculated. And that's why it's a nerve-wracking thing. Any weigh station I see to this day, I get that feeling almost like when the cops behind you, like, yo.
You got to pull in the weigh station. Weigh station. Goodness.
No, weigh station, but it's a scary thing. But I always have my paperwork together.
There you go.
I was nervous.
Taxes and your insurance.
Exactly. I was nervous, but I knew everything on me was 100% legit. So I didn't really trip other than with the tires. If you got a terrible heavy load, sometimes your tires might get thin, and that's, again, going to dock your safety score, get you a citation, all type of stuff. So that was really the only thing I was ever nervous about.
Got it. Yeah, so, man, that's some good stuff, man. So where are you now? Like you said, you transitioned back to corporate. So what exactly is that for you, and where you at?
So I have my Series 7, Series 65, Series 63, and 66. So basically, these are all investment licenses.
Yeah, for people that don't know, what's that?
Right.
Yeah, what's that?
Basically, investment and security license. You need it in order to either sell or be some type of representative of dealing with investments or securities. So anyway, they expire if it's not linked to a company. They expire in 18 months. God works in mysterious ways.
You were within that window. Because you don't want to retake
16th month, I had the accident. Reached out to my resources, got back in again, was able to get a good role. And
so you did that within 2 months?
I did it within a month. As soon as the accident happened, I was in corporate America that month.
Wow.
And it was a tough time because I'm like, well, I was a business owner, man. I ain't supposed to be in here.
Yeah, you still are a business owner.
Definitely. No, I am.
For sure.
To speak to that, because what trucking taught me was, I want to be an entrepreneur, but I also want to be like a hybrid. I love the comfortability of corporate America. So it did take me a while to get comfortable with speaking about investments and having that confidence because I'm in sales. So you got to speak with confidence. You got to know what you're talking about. You got to keep up with the market. Yeah. That was an adjustment because I was used to just keeping up with trucking stuff. So got used to that. But it also taught me that I still want to be an entrepreneur. But trucking taught me that I'm with less stress entrepreneurship. Yeah. So I got a couple things on my belt, which I ain't gonna necessarily talk about because I don't want to jinx it. Yeah. But it's less stress, and lower overhead, and you're still your owner, but you get to depend on corporate America and that bi-weekly check, and then hybrid. So, like I say, man, it was all a blessing because I was able to keep those investment licenses. Because if I was either 2 months after that, I would have had to retake the test for all of those.
And just in case y'all don't know. Those tests are hard.
Hard. You take 2 to 3 months to study for it, and you're probably I passed on my first time every time, thank God. But most people fail first, pass the second time or maybe the third time. But
real.
Jeff, you pass on the first time, man?
Every time.
Yeah, peanut. Yeah.
Come on now, you know what I'm saying? Come through in the clutch. You know?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
You know?
Yes, sir.
Crazy.
So with that though, with the license and everything that you have, you know, you went through the business. You talked about the business resources and your network and everything like that. How do you feel like that's actually helped you? Because I know you're helping customers, right? But how does that help you and your family and like having those licenses?
Man, it's always a position out there for me. I mean, once I fell basically on my ass, if you could say that, I had an opening. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have these licenses that other people don't have. They're most likely going to be hiring people and paying for them to get the license. Yeah. Why not save $8,000 to $10,000 or however much it's costing the companies, and I can fit right in already. I've been doing it. I have the history on it.
But I think even in your personal life, you know, like I think just having the knowledge.
I see what you're getting.
You see what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, that's been my whole financial career.
Yeah.
I started off in mortgages. Okay. So now,
you got
anytime it's time for me, I feel bad that I don't own a house yet. But it's not the market right now. Inflation is crazy. But I know exactly what every step. I know what I need. I know what our credit score needs to be. I know how our money needs to look. I know how much we can afford. So that's one thing. And then investment, brokerage accounts, investments, and all of that. Yeah. You know, we live this same life. So it's helped me and my fiance just really get that stability, because at the end of the day, your job and your paycheck is going to keep you going for now. But we're going to retire one day. Those investments need to be going right now. And, bro, we're so young. I'm older than y'all.
How old are you?
I'm 32.
Oh, you young, man.
Yeah, I'm still young. But I say that to say we're so young. Even if we start saving now, just on the regular inflation of money, you'll be close to a millionaire if you invest right.
So I want you to say that, because I feel like there's a lot of people that I talk to, and they're like, man, like, that's a number that's not really attainable, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm like, nah, if you budget the right way, and you put X amount going in, it don't even have to be a big amount. You can put $300, and we all spend $300. We run through $300 easily. We just don't think about it. But I'm like, if you just put $300 and you do it on a monthly basis, and even if you invest in S&P 500, that's the average is 10 to 12%.
You want your money to keep.
What are those investment vehicles though? Because some people are putting their money into a bank.
Wrong idea.
That's the last place I'll put.
Yeah, that's not going to be the best place to put your money from an interest rate perspective. You're not going to be able to make that return. But
I used to have a homeboy that bragged on his bank account. He was like, well, look at this, I got this much money. And I used to be like, yeah. But now when I think about it, I'm like, he was doing it wrong the whole time. Because if I show you my bank account, you'll be like, okay, cool, you good. It's about my investments, Roth IRAs, my retirement savings. And, bro, it's going to keep going. Every pay period is keep growing.
Real quick, explain really quick. We won't harp on it long. But what's a Roth IRA? Like, well, I guess what's the Roth portion of it? Because I think that's a big difference that people don't.
Basically, it's an after-tax benefit. Yeah. So your pre-tax with a traditional IRA, when you take the money out, you're going to get taxed on it. With the Roth, once you take that money out, sometimes you probably remember it's tax free, but I think a small portion may be taxed, maybe the interest that you built on, but all your the earnings, but all of your contributions are tax free. That's going to count when you get older, and you may be, and it depends on what your tax bracket is going to be when you get older versus now.
So
go ahead. Now you got it.
So quick question, being that you're speaking on like financial stability, like, did you grow up like having people pushing that information to you, or no?
No, man.
That's a good question, because
I had to teach myself after college. You know what I'm saying? I felt like, dang, am I too late? Like, what's a credit card, or
in our community,
can I even get this?
We don't really get that,
bro.
You know, and so it's like we're fortunate and blessed to be able to have that information. But for you, how was that? You know, growing up.
Me and Jeff talk about it a lot. Like, our parents set us up. They may have not had all of the knowledge, but they put so much into us that they knew, like, well, we don't have it, but they're gonna get the knowledge. We took off of it, and then we learned. But just like me and Jeff, man, when I first started corporate America, I think Jeff probably had a leg up on me on this one. I took whatever they was paying. I ain't counter. What was like? What you hiring me? Oh yeah, I'll take whatever you gonna pay me.
Exactly.
But in reality,
that's real.
I had other friends who had parents that was more knowledgeable around that, and they was like, no, you need to make a counter offer, and they'll meet you in the middle, but you're going to get paid, and then that's going to follow you for your whole career.
And you know, it's funny you say that, because when you get that number that you like, oh, it's more I ever made.
Yes.
it's hard to go back and say I want more, you know. But if you don't,
you're
below the 8 ball because they're not gonna give you the best offer on the real.
Not.
You know that just never happens.
Absolutely.
So,
and majority of the time, companies want you to.
Yeah,
if they're good companies, they want you to actually ask more, and you're a good candidate. So those that are applying for roles, don't be scared to do that.
Yeah,
because you can leave a lot on the table that you would be regretting later on. But it's all about learning though, and about having these conversations with each other. Because if I didn't talk to Jeff about, I got this salary, or I didn't talk to CV like, yo, you know, they're hiring me for this. Like, if we're not having those conversations openly, we're not able to actually know how to navigate these areas.
And to tell you, the short answer to that is, did my family really preach that? Not really, because my mom got a credit card like a few years ago, and I was like, all right, Mom, make sure you don't go over 30% of the available balance. She was like, I shouldn't even had a credit card then. What 30% of this? Like, I wanted the full max. So that just tells you what the background I come from. But again, all credit due to them because they put me in a position to learn more than them. Exactly. And it's my job to teach them that now.
Facts.
Yeah. Jern said something about, like, you know, counter offering. A lot of people don't know how to negotiate. You know what I'm saying? Like, me personally, I didn't. I did the same thing. When I got out of school, I'm like, I'll take that number. When I went from my first job to the second, I'll take that number. When I went from second to third, if you don't mind, don't hurt me, bud.
You're building your confidence a little bit.
Don't take this job away from me. Whatever it is, I'll take the Lord's number. But then when I got to the fourth, I'm like, nah. Because again, talking to them, and it's like, look, this is what worked for them. Let me just try it, and then this is what worked for me, right? Because every hiring manager, and then another thing is maybe asking when you're in the interview process, asking what did they budget for? Hey. Because they can say, what number are you looking for? Or what did you budget for? And they're going to tell you a number. Because now that might be a little bit higher than what you was already thinking. And you're going to go a little bit higher.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So,
and even if you don't get it on the salary, right, there's other avenues you can take. You get extra vacation time if that's of interest to you. You can get
tuition reimbursement.
Something. You know, you can add in something that's going to help benefit you to get to that next level. So I think I think you hit on that. That was a good point.
And that's good having this conversation, man. I'm kind of like navigating through my career right now.
We all are, though. We always navigating.
And like I said, I didn't really have all this back end knowledge, but like I said, it's always good to surround yourself with people who want to see you grow. We talked about that on the first episode. Like, I'm here to see everybody grow. So if y'all can help me grow, I want to be able to help y'all grow. You know what I'm saying?
Look, I'll be remiss though to say, Jeff motivated me, man. Jeff called me, but I was super comfortable, and my buddy had already told me, like, man, don't just think you're going to stay at that company. Look elsewhere. But Jeff came in with so much energy. He was so youthful. This is like, how many years after college is this? You were still young.
I was like 2 years.
So I was like, I was basically 30 by then.
Yeah, I'm still hungry.
So I was in my old man stage of like, I'm happy here. And Jeff like, no, we ain't doing that. We can do this, we can do that, we can do that. And he really just got me in that mode like, no, I need to keep going. Like, it ain't over. So all due respect to you too.
That's a good point. That's a good point. It's so easy to get comfortable, bro. It's so easy to get comfortable in life. Like he was just saying, like, I'm good right here. Money straight, like, dang, I need some more. You know what I'm saying? I need more, bro. And I think that's something I'm starting to like click in my mind. Like, bro, I got to get to it. You know what I'm saying? Because I want this, I want that. And I think being comfortable sometimes is all right, but it eats me alive now, bro. It eats me alive.
It's about having a balance, right? Like, we got to have a balance between, yes, we're wanting more, but we have motivations behind it. Family, people that we're trying to support, our own life that we want to live. We want to bring that into fruition. And so having that balance, and then also understanding and surrounding yourself with people that are going to be able to push you, that's going to help you maintain that. You know, because like a lot of times, like you mentioned, you chilling at work, you know what I mean? You know, who knows what would have came about? You may have been more complacent later on, you know what I mean? You wouldn't have reached those goals that you wanted to.
Sometimes you have to be so, I guess, for the lack of better words, ignorant, that you just... He was so happy, and just the whole world was like ready for him. He was like, I can grab anything, and it kind of gave me confidence. Like, you're right. We can do anything. Like,
well, funny story though. I used to go by his desk. Manager, he was like 2 hours down, right? I used to go by his desk. I'm like, what's up, bro? Let's go get something to eat.
Look what I'm.
And he's like, I'm like, slow down. It's okay. I'm like, no, man, you gotta give a little bit, you gotta take a little bit, but you gotta still go hard, you know. But that was funny.
When it comes to work-life balance, Jeff used to piss me off.
Perfect,
bro.
He does it perfect.
Let's tell a story, because like when I graduated, I went to a job that was like super demanding, super stressful, always on. You working 10, 12 hours.
You earning
and you're working.
Absolutely.
If I got to sit back, I was sitting at my workspace eating, and I'm still working. And then he'll FaceTime me, and while I'm still working, I'm like this. I'm on the phone like, I'm looking at him. Yeah. He's shooting basketballs in the cubicle. I'm like, bro.
Hey. His favorite line was, who trying to go to Mr. Tokyo?
Hey.
Mr. Tokyo.
Hey, I got to balance, man.
Best.
That's my mental. I can keep my mental fresh, man.
Yeah. And you get the work done.
Yeah.
Oh, always.
At a high level.
But see, I go hard. See, I get up early. I go hard in the mornings.
Yeah.
And I still go hard. I pick my moments, man.
You hit a key though. He still perform at a high level.
Yeah.
Like it's one thing to just half-ass it and still have a work-life balance where you're not doing nothing, but he's still performing at a high level.
Yeah. For sure. That's the plan. Man, you kept. So I'm segue, pivot, wherever you want to call it. Mm-hmm. Fiance.
I heard that too.
Fiance. You threw that word out a couple times.
Definitely.
Like, how'd you know she was the one? Mm-hmm. How you feeling right now? Mm-hmm. Are you contributing to the wedding planning? Because I didn't. Talk to
me. I knew she was the one because, I mean, just like I feel like all of us, we all had probably fun lives, exciting lives. We lived a lot. But
me. You're right. You gotta take the glasses out.
But at the same time, man, going through all that, bro, I ain't never trust a girl a day in my life. I couldn't trust him as far as I can throw him, just because I knew what lifestyle we
strong dude, though.
But yeah, I'm strong. But you
gotta think about that for
I was like, hey, that's funny as hell. But she was the opposite of me, bro. That's really what it was. Like, I'm always, let's drink, let's go out. She, relax. We're gonna have a great night at home. We might go somewhere fancy for dinner. She introduced me to brunch. She introduced me to traveling, all type of stuff. Yeah. Really just matured me, man, because I was still on a lot of fictitious things in life, like material things. But you know what I'm saying? Yeah. That was because I didn't come from that. So I was like, oh, this is everything. Right. Yeah. She true to this. She ain't new to this. Yeah. Great upbringing. So she like
put that on the screen.
Yeah, you know. So she like, yeah, for real. So that I knew she was the one. So I got engaged. We was dating for like 4 years, and then we got engaged. But then, I knew she was really the one. I mean, I knew she was the one because, like I told Charles the other day or earlier, like, ain't nothing gonna change from when I get married because we already was building toward that. So shouldn't nothing change. It should be the same relationship we have. We're gonna grow together, but when we get married, shouldn't nothing just change on our lifestyles. Right. Yeah. So I knew
like,
that.
I got you.
Right. You know what I'm saying? But then I'll tell her this. Right.
But I think that's a perception, but I think it might be the opposite a little bit. In certain situations, when you get married, things may change.
Yeah. I just say you get more serious about it. Like,
yeah, exactly. Okay.
Like, I'm serious about this. Like, I ain't playing. Like, we got a friend. You really married? Yes, I am married, bro. Yeah. I'm serious about this.
That's what I meant. Like, married.
Yeah. But
like I told you, Shawn, it's not that the love changes.
Yeah.
But everything else changes, right? Mm-hmm. When you get married, then you buy a house, right? Just because you're moving along the American dream route, you have kids. Mm-hmm. You're trying to promote in your job, but you need more money to sustain the lifestyle that you were living when you were single, right? When all of those things start to happen and then failure happens because it's been working out so long, it's like, how do you respond? And then how do you respond together?
Yes.
And like, can I support you? Am I listening?
Yes.
Like, bro, I'm telling you, because I've been married 5 months now. Mm-hmm. And like, I'm in my own head. Like today, I'm in my own head, like thinking, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And then she's like, she wants to know what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
And before, natural people normally be like, nothing.
Nothing. I'm straight.
Nah, today I was like, yo, this is what I'm thinking. X, Y, Z.
Bro.
Right? And now I got to be willing to hear her advice. Because a lot of times I don't tell because I don't want to hear what you got to tell me. Because I'm going to work through this.
Bro.
But you in a marriage, it's 50-50 now.
That's
you know what I mean?
That's real.
Bro, my fiance, she didn't led me through the last 5 years. Like, she don't know this. I don't tell her this. But when she give me certain advice, I sit on it. Man, it'd be probably the best advice I probably got that I got to sit on. But to say that, man, she didn't have me at my weakest points. Losing my grandparents, like my weakest points, trucking. But I'm like, even before the accident, I'm like, this bill's getting out of.
I'm tired,
bro. You know, I'm tired. And then, to be honest, man, in some tough times throughout the trucking and entrepreneurship, she was able to hold it down when things was down bad in the business.
Close, right?
She held it down.
Yeah. Wow.
And I ain't gonna lie, my past women, they wouldn't have been able to do that. So I was like, you got it, babe. Yeah. You did your thing.
That's love. Yes.
Much love, man.
No, I think that's I'm just sitting here thinking, and so I'm coming up on 2 years, and soon.
It's been 2 years.
Yeah, like in 2 days.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, it's crazy. But like, I'm thinking about what you're saying, and it's like that's true, man. It's like when I find myself so like I'm a hothead sometimes, but
me too.
she's like, babe, let's think about it this way, and I'm like, she's right. Yeah, you right. All right, cool. But that helps, right? Like, I remember I didn't get a job one time, and I was like, man, I'm not sending, like, she's like, well, at least send a follow-up. I'm like, I'm not sending nothing. Yeah. Like, forget them. And the next thing you know, I sent the follow-up, and they hooked me up with the job in New York with the same company, just in a different division.
Exactly.
I'm like, dang,
that
worked out.
Those small things.
Those little small things, but I would have never, I wasn't going to do that. But, like, that's why I was thinking, like, dang, that's her holding me down in a certain way, too.
Absolutely.
But, for sure.
Yeah. Having that person that you can identify that is bringing something else better out of you.
Yeah.
One good girl is worth what?
1,000.
Yeah.
Quality over quantity.
Absolutely.
Yeah, facts.
Absolutely.
Facts, man.
Hey, so another pivot, if y'all don't mind. Y'all good with that?
Switch up?
Hey, man, you say you play baseball.
Absolutely.
I tried to play baseball. Me too. The baseball coaches at NDMS, right? They gave me
Is that Lexington?
I'm from Winston-Salem. The school was in Lexington. I grew up in Midway, Sky Tuttle. But the baseball coaches gave me the wrong tryout date, and I think they did that on purpose. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I went to a predominantly PW.
Me too.
MS.
Me too.
You know what I mean? Predominantly white middle school.
Yep. Mine was a high school, but same.
And I don't think they wanted me to play, right? But it's inspiring to see like a brother, play baseball. Even though like I've seen a lot of talented, minorities play that sport. Can you talk on it, like your experience?
Definitely. Jackie Robinson West, I'm not sure if y'all ever heard of that Little League, but they won the World Series about 4 or 5 years ago. That was my Little League. I played with them all growing up. So
you been that guy. Huh?
Been.
Okay.
Like home runs, everything. Great.
Shout out. That's Cuzzo. Jackie Robinson.
Yeah.
You are wearing the blue today.
Everybody his cousin though.
And that's JRW colors though, blue. So he's right on point.
Yeah,
But I went to my coaches advised me against it, but I ended up going to a predominantly white high school. And man, all my teammates, at least one time I heard them say, "Polk, black people do not play baseball." Like I heard this, and that's why, to be honest, I tell people all the time that I understand other cultures a little bit better. Sometimes they say things where it sounds like some a-hole stuff, and it sounds racist, and it may be racist, but at the same time, they don't know no better. They trying to be cool with you. They might be even trying to get a bond with you, and they don't know no other way but to do it. So they trying their hardest. But of course, it came off to me as racist. But I learned in that experience that maybe they take it with a grain of salt. But I say that to say it was even more racism, even with the coach. Like I was basically way better than a lot of kids on the team. Maybe not everybody, but I should have been starting, but they just wanted me to pitch. And then one time he got so disrespectful where he like, "Polk, I'm not going to play you. Actually, what is your favorite dish that your mom cooks?" I'm like, "Steak and potatoes." He was like, until your mom cooks me a steak and potatoes, you're only touching the mound. You're not playing anymore.
Wow.
So,
hey, shout out to that coach. Shout out to that.
You know, so I'm like, all right. Anyway,
No shout out.
right?
Hey, that was definitely being sarcastic.
Yeah, but look,
Definitely.
it took me to a route where I'm like, I gotta get out of here, bro. I ain't getting no love. Like they just ain't seeing me for who I am because I played summer ANU ball. I'm that man. I come back to high school. I'm riding the pound. Let's go, buddy. You got it, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, something ain't adding up.
yeah.
Transfer to a public school, star athlete, boom. And then that's when the scholarship started to tick.
Wow.
So then I was able to get a scholarship, go off to college at a HBCU. My whole world different now. I'm in a black college. I was like, yeah, we in, turn up, you know? So it was all fun from that point. But my coach told me the best thing he could have told me, he told the whole team, like the end of our sophomore year, we lost in the tournament. He was like, yo, by your junior year, if you ain't getting no looks, trust me, son, you're not going to the league. Use your degree to get better in life and to advance your family. And that's exactly that junior year. I was like, I mean, I was decent, but I wasn't no freak, as he would say. So I was like, I'm going to use my degree. So baseball always kept me getting good grades because I always wanted to play. It kept me like, you know, just articulate gentleman, a great guy. And so it helped me throughout life. It got me a little scholarship so I can go to college and then this is where I'm at.
Wow, my biggest, we talked about this first episode, I had to realize football cannot be the only egg in your basket.
Nope.
And I met a lot of guys who that was their only way out. And it didn't work out. So what now? So that's big you said that because I've always thrived on football cannot be the only egg in your basket. For sure.
And I joined the business fraternity in college, Phi Beta Lambda, which is basically the future business leaders of America. I'm sure y'all heard of that. But it's the college fraternity side. And that was my whole thing when I applied. Somebody just asked me to apply and I applied. I wasn't taking it serious, but I ended up taking it serious. But my whole thing, and it made me realize, like, damn, you're kind of a jock, bro. Because every time they ask me anything, it'd be about baseball. What are you doing here? Baseball brought me here. So what do you love to do? Baseball. And they basically told me, like, it cannot be just that. So I started to build on my resume, take business serious, and it was probably the best decision I made to get my mind circled around business and being able to excel out of college.
So I was thinking about that, like us boxing ourselves in with sports, right? But truthfully, sports is what raised us. And it's not because it raised us because we just want to be athletes, right? But it's the structure and everything, like the philosophy of sport. Hard work, teamwork, hard work, failure, success, discipline, winning, losing, right? Like, I think sport is so much deeper than what people see on TV.
It is.
Right? All you see is just the competition, but you don't really see like everything that goes into it. You know, you don't see like the discrimination at times. You don't see like, you know, having to manage up and down and side. You gotta manage that relationship with your coaches. You
do.
You gotta manage that relationship with your teammates. You know, so.
But you know, that's interesting you said that because I think the people who are able to have success after football or any sport, baseball, soccer, dancing, anything,
dancing,
pickleball, anything, they know how to explain that though, right? I feel like that's where the drop off is at. Like, because football, like I know when we were at Carolina, if you were a football player, that would get you in the room, like because people they're interested in you, they just want to know. But from there, if you can't talk about anything else but football. That's where the drop off happens. That's where they're about, I'm not gonna hire you. They're about, I can't get a job. But it's because you were focused in on like one specific thing. That one egg. When really you should be like, like you just said, look, I had teamwork. I led a team of 20 people on my side of the ball. And this is what we did. I had to lead. I had to get up and watch film to really study my craft.
That's why we make the best salesmen, though. Salespeople.
Sell yourself. Sell yourself.
And then you still got that competitiveness with you, right? You're super competitive, and like we're all competitive. Like me and him play golf. Trying to get y'all out there, but I don't know.
Y'all better come.
Is it?
Hey, it's lit. It's lit. I love it. I love it.
We got clubs.
He's had clubs, brand new clubs for 2 years.
Me too.
Tailor made.
2 years.
Tailor made.
Hey, guess what, yo? They still got the wrapper on them. They ain't even used them.
Some pearly new clubs right now.
I'm gonna get out there.
Please, bro. Same with me. I got a brand new set.
I think that just the whole culmination of your story, being from where you're from, dealing with adversity, you've been thrown in situations where you've had to learn and adapt.
Yeah,
for sure. A lot of people deal with on a day-to-day basis that we have to acknowledge with people that's, you know, dealing with failures and things of that nature. Like it's not as easy as we may make it seem, but we're giving examples as to what you can actually do.
Absolutely.
Working in corporate America is a route, business-wise, and then also having a community, having a beautiful woman to be able to help and support you.
Definitely.
It's a lot that goes into our lives.
A village. I think y'all said that in other episodes.
Yeah,
it's a village.
It really does.
With everything in life.
And you hear that a lot, but it's true, though. It's true. It really is. It's true.
Yeah.
Hey, let me say one thing, though. I know I heard you mention UNC, and every time y'all talk about UNC, man, I always be jealous of the lifestyle y'all had at D1. Yo, that D1 lifestyle?
Yeah.
He showed me I think what it was, Chick-fil-A and all that.
Okay. So I gave him the breakdown how right?
Yeah. I'm jealous.
So I tell y'all too. All right. So as a D1 football player, at least, right? As a D1 football player, every Friday before the game on Saturday, we'll get a big dinner.
Big dinner.
I'm talking about. They got a carving station. You're like, where am I? Right? Yeah. You get a big dinner. Beautiful. Then after that, they be like, all right, get on the bus. And we get on the bus, and they take us.
It's not one bus.
It's like 5, 6, 7 buses.
Charter.
Yeah. Charter buses. Like charter buses.
Yeah.
We get on the bus. Mind you, you have your own spot in charter bus, whatever. We get to the movie theater. The whole theater rented out.
Walk in the back.
We don't walk through the ticket.
We walk through the back door.
We walk through the fire emergency exit.
Yes.
You pick up whatever snack you want.
No, they have it laid out, like all the candy.
Yeah.
Bro.
And then they have all the drinks.
Everything.
Popcorn.
Everything.
So then you're like, I just ate.
Gee.
I'm still full. Hold on.
That's beautiful.
You watched the movie, it premiered.
The premiere.
And he came out.
He's like, I've been wanting to see this. It's nice.
Yeah, that's great.
After we leave the movie theater, what we do?
Then after you leave the movie there, you know, it's late at this point. We already had dinner, movie. It's like they're taking us on a date for real. But like, but dinner, movie, then we go back to the hotel
and get more food.
Yeah, and then you get to the hotel.
We don't stay in a dorm room. We stay in a 5-star hotel.
And it's called and they call it a late night snack. And I'm talking about it's like chicken wings, like chicken tenders, whatever you want. Sandwiches.
He know.
Oh yeah, I racked up. So that I get that, I go upstairs.
Yeah.
Wake up in the morning. Yeah. You have a gourmet breakfast in front of you.
Yeah.
And don't have a late game. Don't have a late game. Late game, you have breakfast and dinner.
Look.
But all that to say this.
Yeah.
Great experience. But when you in it, you don't even. Yeah, you in it. You almost take it for granted.
Yeah.
And looking back, we definitely enjoy it, right? We brag about it. But it's a grind either way. You know what I mean? And it's not to say that any other program, anybody who else doesn't experience that isn't at that level, right? But it's just you got people that's investing in that, and you got people who want to see it.
True.
And we're just athletes at that point. You know what I mean?
But you just said it. I don't want you to skip over that. Okay. We didn't enjoy it. We enjoyed it, but we didn't realize, like, we got mad one time because we couldn't fly to Virginia Tech,
Yeah, we had to drive.
We had to drive on the bus. It's like 3 hours. Well, what is going on?
Wow.
Like, come on.
We had them 7-hour bus drives.
That's what I'm saying. But now I look at, you transferred over to real life, right?
Yeah.
And like the real world, you're out here grinding.
Up before y'all.
Yeah. For real. But you out here grinding the real world, right? And the whole thing with that is, you gotta enjoy this journey,
you
man.
do.
And that's for like your whole story is like, you traumatized a little bit, right? You know, from your truck experience. But you just saying like you getting back out there, right? Like you know, you may have stuff on the side that you're working on now, which is that's I love to hear that because it's like, you went through what you went through, but
I have to say at least one of them because I want to help people that's in trucking who may. So vending is one of them. Vending machines, getting. Hey, it's a lot of real estate out here. You can get vending machines everywhere.
Yeah.
Low cost. Yeah. Less headache. Yeah. But you're getting money in, and if you get enough, it's going to add up. So that's one of the things where that's just a small example of less stress, low overhead. You're your own boss. You can run that. You can turn that into a big business.
Oh, for sure.
But you also can be comfortable in your corporate America job, have that stability with your life and family and financial.
You ain't working 24/7.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's one of them. Exactly. Passive income, real estate. trying to get some rental properties. So that was a couple of things that I'm on.
Definitely.
I feel like we're gonna have Shawn back on the show.
We are. We need a recap.
I see the vision.
We need a recap.
Man, we can't thank you enough, Shawn, for coming out.
Appreciate you.
Man, you dropped some gems. We're gonna have JB close it out.
Well, real quick though, before we close it out, tell us the top 3 things. If nobody knows you, obviously we went through this, but top 3 things you can tell somebody just really quick. You ain't got to go in detail. Just 3 things off the top of your head that you want them to know going through life.
Family. Team, make the dream work. Teamwork, make the dream work. And get you a good woman, man.
Boom. That's all I wanted.
Major keys.
Major.
That's it.
Like, that's easy.
Yeah,
that's keys. But anyway, hey, Catena, what y'all think? We love it?
Love it.
Love it?
Yes, sir.
I'm all out. I'm all out.
Sparked a good conversation.
Yeah, great conversation. So look, listen, if you haven't already, please like, subscribe, share with your family and friends. Hey, that's how we gonna grow. Listen, we need y'all to grow. That's all we can do.
Shout out to everybody that's been doing that, tagging in,
much love.
All the people that's been tagging us, watching our podcast, man. We really appreciate it. We got a lot of good stuff coming for y'all.
Yeah. And listen, once again, Shawn, thank you so much.
Appreciate y'all, man.
It's our first guest and we love it.
I'm honored, for real.
Yeah.
First guest is
You
crazy.
knocked it out the park.
Knocked it out. Hey,
Bless this world.
he really did. Listen, everything we talked about, watch it. Let us know if you got any questions. Anything else you want to see. And last thing, the Vivino, we'll give our notes. We'll put the actual real details. That'll be down below. And hey, we'll show you where to get this as well because it's a really great wine. But hey, much love. Until next time,
Tune in.
we out.
Peace.
Humble brag.